What is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking all about my July favorites. I don't feel like I had a ton of favorites in July just because July was so crazy, and same with June. Kind of been catching up on life, so I just have a few things that I've been reaching for a ton this month. They've become really trusty, and I can definitely see them like being in my permanent like favorite collection, so that is really exciting. Also, how dope is this t-shirt, because that's definitely a July favorite. Anyways, but without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. Okay, so I guess we will start out with these two puppies. I'm not sure if I've mentioned the Wet n Wild concealer in one of my favorites videos, but the Wet n Wild Photo Focus concealer is an incredible concealer. I don't know if you guys are aware, but NARS is no longer cruelty-free, which is a really long story, but I'm heartbroken and really pissed off at NARS. But how could you go from being cruelty-free to non-cruelty-free? I don't know. Let's not get into it. Anyways, NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer was my holy grail favorite concealer. So I've had to find something different. Now, I've had the Photo Focus Wet n Wild concealer honestly since it came out. I think it was like January or February of this last year. I have always loved this. This is like the best dupe I could find for the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. It is so great. The shade range sucks and it pisses me off. I wish they would come out with shades much darker and much lighter. I feel like they just kind of have like the medium range, and they're not really fitting for the deep dark skin tones or the super fair skin tones. That being said, the shade Fair, no, this is Light Ivory. This is the lightest shade unless they've expanded it, which I don't think they have. This shade does work for me. I wish it was a little bit lighter, but it does work. I love this concealer. And also a concealer new to me is the Charlotte Tilbury Retoucher Conceal and Treat Stick. It's one of those ones where you like click it at the bottom and it's like a little brush tip. I hate that about it, only because I feel like you click, 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 nothing's coming, nothing's coming, nothing's coming, and then all of a sudden it all comes out and it's way too much and you're screwed. That's happened to me quite a few times, but I love this formula. Super creamy, super hydrating. This is definitely something I've been reaching for a lot, and I will mix these two. I'll use both, and it's like a perfect combination for me. Next, I have another Charlotte Tilbury item, and I have the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder, and this is in the shade Fair 1. It's kind of interesting because like I feel like this packaging is super cheap, but it looks good, like the rose gold packaging. Super pretty, has a really nice compact in it, and this powder is the most finely milled pressed powder I have ever found, and it sets your makeup without mattifying it, without flattening it. Like your makeup still has so much life to it. You're not ruining your dewy skin, if that makes sense. You're setting your makeup, but you're keeping that dewiness, if that's what you want, and that's what I'm looking for. This is a beautiful powder. I have been using this non-stop since I purchased it earlier this month, and I definitely see this becoming like a permanent holy grail favorite. They only have 3 shades. They're somewhat translucent. It's not like it's a powder foundation, so you don't really have to perfectly match your skin tone. However, I wish you would come out with more shades, because they have like Fair 1, Medium 2, and like Dark 3. That's it. Like I said, they're pretty translucent, so it's not like you're gonna be putting something that's way too light or way too dark over your face and it's gonna be really obvious. But she should come out with more just to reach all the skin tones, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm obsessed though. And not to sound like a broken record, but I have another Charlotte Tilbury item. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow Face Sculpt and Highlight Palette. This is in the shade Fair to Medium. Then there's a Medium to Deep, I believe. This is, first of all, the most gorgeous packaging. It's this like hard, probably metal something, with this huge mirror, which is amazing, and then the bronzer in the highlight shade. I have been living for this highlight shade, which is so crazy because it's almost like a goldy toned, and usually I'm not a gold highlight person because with my skin tone, first, it just doesn't work well. And I know a lot of people who have fair skin tone don't really reach towards gold highlighters just because they don't look that great on fair skin tones. But this highlighter, it's like not even gold. It like, I mean it is, but it like matches my skin tone in a way that no other gold toned highlight has ever been able to do. I've been obsessed with this, and I have also been loving the bronzer in this. It's interesting because it's not as warm as I like my bronzers to be, but it still looks so great on my skin tone. It's like a perfect shade where you could contour with it if you like, and I love contouring my nose with this. And I just like bronze, and then sometimes I'll take it a little bit more heavily right in here just to contour. But this powder, just like the other powder, is so finely milled that it blends out like a dream, like a freaking dream. I have never used powders like this, and I think that's where Charlotte Tilbury hits the mark. Next thing I want to talk about is a ColourPop product, and this is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Sailor. If you look this up on their website, the pictures do not show you what it actually looks like at all. The pictures make it look like the most boring beige, like kind of glittery shadow, and that's about it. If you Google like ColourPop Sailor swatches and you actually look up like real people's swatches, you will be able to see the glory of this shadow, and I'm just going to swatch it for you guys. So first of all, I'll show you what it looks like in the pan. So you see how it has that like blue shift, but like dead on, it's like a pinky beige. It's insane. So this is it swatched. Do you see that? It's like a pinky beige with a blue shift. I have been obsessed with that Super Shock Shadow this month. I've been using it a lot on my lids. I'll just take like a neutral crease shade, throw it in the crease in transition, and then put that all over the lids, pack it on. I have been so obsessed with it, and I'm so happy I picked it up because the pictures online do not do it justice. Like, you need to actually Google a swatch of it. Okay, moving on to another ColourPop product. This is the ColourPop Cute AF palette. I am beyond over the moon with excitement about the fact that they're creating palettes. Sorry, I like had a really hard time getting that sentence out. I love ColourPop shadows. I love the Super Shock Shadow formula. I love the pressed formula. They're incredible. They're better than any other drugstore or affordable brand in regards to their shadow formula. They're so incredible, but I've been loving this palette, especially for summer. I've been using this a lot, creating a lot of orangey, coppery, like red toned like eye looks, maybe even some pink toned eye looks. I've just been loving this, and you can't go wrong with the ColourPop formula. It is so great, and we just love the ColourPop here. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the Kylie Cosmetics Take Me on Vacation palette. I have been loving this palette. It's full of neutrals, but then it has like the pops of color, like the blue and the yellow and this like lavender. I have been loving, loving, loving using this, creating a super natural eye or creating like a deep green smoky eye, which I did when I first reviewed this palette. I just have been loving this. She reformulated when she created this palette. The mattes are super creamy, so blendable, and it's just like, it's just a palette of my dreams. Seriously, like, I've been dying over this palette. I love this taupey. It's like a warm taupey champagne-y shade. Nope, not champagne-y, just like a warm taupe up here. This like rose goldy shade, this coppery shade. I've been reaching for those a lot, and the formula is 10 times better than the past palettes, which is crazy for me to say because if you guys know, literally one of my ride or die palettes is the Kylie Bronze palette. This is like, I still love that palette probably more just because long story short, I'm obsessed with it. But the formula of these is 10 times better. So if you are interested in these shades, but you are wary because you maybe didn't like the past formulas, please do not be wary. This formula of the metallics, the shimmers, the mattes, it's incredible. They're really, really, really great comparatively speaking to the past palettes. So if you like these shades, I definitely suggest picking this palette up. As far as music goes, I know that her album came out probably about a week ago, a little over a week ago when I'm filming this, but by the time this video goes up, probably like 2 weeks ago. I've been listening to Lana Del Rey's album non-freaking stop. I love like tons of the songs, but I will tell you guys like my top 5. And it's Groupie Love, God Bless America, Cherry, In My Feelings, 13 Beaches, and Summer Bummer. So I guess that's 6 favorites, but I love most of them, but those are like the ones I've been dying listening to. I've just been dying over that album. I've loved Lana Del Rey for 5-6 years, and so I think this album is really good. I've also been loving the Selena Gomez song Fetish like a lot. I've been listening to that a lot. But those are my favorite songs, and I don't really have any new TV shows, and I already showed you my favorite shirt, so. Alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up. Maybe we share some favorites from this month, so if we do, definitely comment down below and let me know. But also just comment down below and tell me maybe what was your specific favorite product of the month, even if it's not one that we share, because I want to branch out. I want to see your favorites. Maybe I need to try them because they're probably going to be one of my favorites. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching today. I love you so much. Thank you for supporting me and watching my videos and giving them a thumbs up if you ever do that. I love you. But I will let you guys go. Have a great morning, noon, evening, day, night, whenever it is that you guys are watching this, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Bye. Okay, I'll go. Bye.